What's up? What's up? What's going on, guys? Let me cut my music down. All right. It's a great Monday. I see that the market didn't plunge this morning. Oil is down 4%. We finally broke below 32. So I wouldn't advise you to buy any oil at this particular time. And like I'm gonna start this every Monday, guys. You can log in around noon every Monday, and I will answer any and every question about the stock market. So if you have any questions, keep them coming. I'm Joel Harrison, by the way, if you don't know. I am a day trader. Uh, I do have a degree in biology that I don't use. I'm self-taught, and oh, okay. And I'm here to answer questions. So I've been trading since 2008. I was there to see the stock market crash, and I've been trading since. I have a real estate background, but I'm a full-time day trader now. I trade from 9:30 till 12 every day. Yep, I will be doing it every Monday. I did record, I had a couple of questions about reading charts. Because if you want to get into day trading, wait, hold on, in the world of Stevie, you guys are funny. But if you do want to get into trading, the first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to learn how to read charts. If you go to my website, which is whatwouldjoeldo.com, I do have I do have a, I did put a chart on there so that you can learn how to read charts from left to right. I am using the Thinkorswim platform, which is with TD Ameritrade. Yes, whatwouldjoeldo.com. You can. That's my wife helping me out. So there's no questions. Nobody has any questions about the market. What Apple's gonna do? What's the best advice for a real newbie with under 500? If you have $500 to invest in the stock market, what I advise you to do is to go out there and find companies that you have a lot of knowledge about. Like if you wear Nikes all the time, or something that you're familiar with or will feel very happy investing in. Just about every company out there has a stock. Nike, Under Armour, Disney. If you're a Star Wars fan, Disney owns Star Wars. You can invest in sports teams, Madison Square Gardens. You can invest in clothing if that's your thing. You can invest in restaurants. You can invest in the Darden restaurant. But I would definitely, get into something that you're interested in. How is the the medical marijuana market is horrible right now. I've been wrong about all of my stocks, and I plan on holding them forever. One of my favorites, which is the ticker symbol is GWPH. I think I forgot the name of the pharmaceutical company, but it's a pharmaceutical company that does invest a little bit in cannabis. And if you do your research on that particular company, it's one of my favorites. But I think it was as high as $130 a share. And right now, I think it's plummeted to about $50 a share. So, guys, the cannabis market is a home run hitting industry. If you're going to invest in cannabis stocks, you definitely want to you don't want to spend too much of your capital. I would say maybe not even 10%, maybe 1% of your portfolio. You definitely want to have some exposure to it, but please don't load the boat unless you don't mind losing all of your money. I think like all of the companies I've invested in are down 70 or 80%, but all you need is 1 or 2 months. I know for a fact if you invested $100 or $1,000 about 2 years ago, you definitely that $1,000 would have turned into millions. or hundreds of thousands of dollars. So once you do your research and you look and see what the price is now versus what the price could go to, you definitely want to buy some. But GWPH is one of my faves. I'm going to go back to the first question, which was if you wanted to get into investing and you only have $500. Like I said before, find companies. You gotta learn the ticker symbols too. The ticker symbol. You can go on Google. So if you don't know the ticker symbol for Nike, you just Google what is the ticker symbol for Nike. And I believe it's NKE. And when you put the ticker symbol into one of your, you got to go on one of the, you got to go on a brokerage site that hosts stocks. Like I said, I use TD Ameritrade. You can go to Scottrade. To be honest, all smartphones have an app where you can just put in the ticker symbols and it'll tell you what the price of the stock is at that particular time. But you're not going to understand what you're looking at until you learn how to read charts. And chart reading is very simple. Like I said, you can go on my website at whatwouljoeldo.com, and I do have some information there that can help you in learning how to read charts. But start small. Don't load the boat with the $500. I wouldn't use all of it. Use about 20%. Use $100. I tell people now, silver and gold. Silver and gold is a great investment right now. The ticker symbol for gold is GLD, and I believe it's around $120 or $130 a share. And the ticker symbol for silver is SLV, and I believe it's around, don't quote me on this, but I know it's under $20 a share. Maybe around $14, $13 a share. And silver and gold, I believe right now is a great investment because if you know what's going on globally right now, China is going through the same real estate crisis that happened to the United States in 2008. And if you were there to see what happened, while real estate was plummeting and stocks were plummeting, silver and gold were skyrocketing. Silver and gold, well, I know silver had gone as far as $50 an ounce or $50 a share if you're buying SLV. And like I said before, it's around $14 or $15 now. So it went from 14 to, actually it was lower at the time, and it went all the way to $50, and it's come all the way back. And I expect it to go a little bit higher too, because China had been investing in a lot of gold and a lot of silver. And what ends up happening is when your real estate market is plummeting and you need to become liquid and you need to go to some of your assets, gold is one of the first places that they go to. And they stockpiled a lot of gold, a lot of silver, a lot of copper at that particular time. What do you think about purchasing it by the gram? You mean having physical gold? I don't mind if you buy physical gold. You definitely want to have a place that you can store it. I wouldn't advise you storing it at your home, but I believe at certain banks you can buy the gold or buy gold and silver coins and you can store them in vaults at the bank. But gold and silver, I think right now is a great investment. And I mean, gold and silver was the first currency. That's what we used to barter way back in the day, and it's not going to change at any time. Are penny stocks worth the money, or just go with something you trust and spend a little more? Like I said before, penny stocks are cool, and let me define penny stocks. Penny stocks aren't always one penny. Penny stocks are any stock that's under $3 a share. And if it's under $3 a share, it's going to be on a pink sheet. They're called pink sheet stocks. And anything under $3, the big hedge funds and institutions, they don't like to invest in it. So anything, like I said, under $3 is pretty much a home run hitting stock. I don't mind investing in penny stocks, but do your homework on what you're investing. And like I said, it's like a lottery ticket. Nobody expects to win the 1.3 billion on Monday or Tuesday. But if you lose that money that you invested in that lottery ticket, you're not going to, it's not going to bankrupt your household. So, I don't mind you investing in penny stocks, but make sure that it's no more than 1% of your portfolio or whatever funds you have to invest in the stock market. Any other questions? And I own a lot of penny stocks. A lot of the cannabis or marijuana stocks that I own are penny stocks. And you want to have a little bit of exposure to it, because if they hit, you buy, I mean, I have 100,000 shares of a particular company. And if you do the math, if I have 100,000 shares and if it ever goes to $1, then I make $100,000. If it ever gets to the point that if it gets to $3, that's $300,000. And then once the institutions start investing in that particular company, then the sky's the limit. That's how you hear about people that made millions off of what they're buying. But let me tell you something, they're not just buying one company. If they're going to buy a bunch of penny stocks, they buy just about every company that they can find. And that's kind of what I was doing. I looked for as many cannabis stocks as I could. And I invested a minimum $100. And if just one of those companies hit, you win. And one of those companies are gonna hit at some particular point. You gotta be exposed to as many companies as possible. So don't load the boat. If you only have 10,000 to spend, don't spend it on one company and hope and pray. Yeah, if it hits, you can definitely make a lot of money, but I'd rather you spread that out over a whole basket of companies, and you'll probably do better in that particular case. Any other questions? What do you think about groups that combine to buy stocks, stock clubs, etc.? How do I even buy a stock? Uh, those are good questions. If you wanted to buy a stock, the first thing you want to do is everybody can buy a stock. Let's be real. If you're over 18 and you have money, you can buy a stock. You do not need a license to buy a stock. Just like you would go to, let's say I wanted to go to Wells Fargo. In order for me to put money into Wells Fargo is not going to put money in there. I have to come with the funds. If I had $100, I go to Wells Fargo and I say, hey, Wells Fargo, here's $100. Can you park it? Can I park it with your particular bank? They'll take the funds, you'll fill out information, and then your funds are in the bank. The same thing happens with a brokerage company. If I wanted to go buy stocks, I go to a brokerage company and I say, hey, I have $100. I would like to park that in your accounts and use you as a broker to be able to buy, or use your platform to be able to go buy. Yeah, you can use Fidelity. You can use Scottrade. You can use E-Trade. I use Scottrade to buy stocks. When I'm day trading, I use TD Ameritrade or Thinkorswim. That's probably for your advanced traders. You don't even really have to be advanced. You just have to have more funds than normal. If you want to day trade on TD Ameritrade, you need, I think, a minimum $3,500. And that's because they give you what's called margin. They give you leverage. So I don't really want to get into what margin is, but margin is basically if I put $3,500 into TD Ameritrade, they will allow me to use $7,000 to buy stocks, so I can double the amount of money that I make or lose. Now it can go both ways. And let's go back to the other question. The other question was about groups. Groups are cool. It's just that when you create a group and you're buying stock, just know that the profits and losses that you make are taxed. I mean, it is taxed. It's not like you're pooling when you're buying lottery tickets. So you want to make sure that everybody. First of all, you want to make sure you don't have to have an LLC to purchase stock. You can buy a stock in your personal name. If you want to be taxed less, you can open up the LLC through the brokerage or through your bank. But when you get into people and groups, you definitely want to make sure you guys understand how, what percentage each person has, how legal the organization is. And that's not my field of study, so I don't really want to tell you exactly how to create that particular group. But you definitely, anytime you get the tax man or the IRS involved, you definitely want to have some professional people look over what's going on. And I see people with groups all the time. And I encourage them, just make sure that you treat it like a business and not make it personal. Any other questions? You guys have some great questions today. Uh, but again, if you want to get into the stock market and you have under $500, E-Trade, Scott Trade, Fidelity, those are great brokerages that you can start with. And when you're investing in stock, yes, it's always, I mean, you always want the money, you always want your stock to go up immediately. But what I'm trying to teach people is you want to treat it like a business. All right. You want to treat your investing in the stock market as a business. That means you have to do your homework. You have to know what price the stock is at that particular time. You got to know where it's come from. I want you to treat it like you're buying a house or buying a car. Do a little bit of homework. You don't have to, I'm not telling you to spend hours upon hours studying it, but I see so many people that buy stock and it goes down in price and then they sell it and then they never go back to the market again. And then they claim it's the devil and only advanced traders can make money. And it's hilarious to me because, I do it full time and I have a great passion for it. I believe everybody should be doing it. But some companies aren't available for purchase. Explain private stocks and IPOs. All right, an IPO is an initial public offering, and let's be real. When a company decides that it wants to offer shares to the public, which is its initial public offering, that's the day that, like I said, that's the day that it becomes public and the average Joe can go on their computer and they can buy that particular stock. Ferrari just recently had an IPO. Now, I don't own a Ferrari, but I own Ferrari stock. The stock was only $45 a share. Before the initial public offering, Ferrari was a private company, and there was no way that I could invest in Ferrari through my computer or through a brokerage. If I wanted to invest in Ferrari, I was going to have to know the owners. I was going to have an inside. And usually when you're dealing with companies that are private, they're going to want, if you're a part owner in it, you're going to have to put up a lot of funds. They're not going to allow you to just put up $1,000 to be part owner in Ferrari. You can do that now, but initially, if the company is a private company, you're gonna have to. I'm not gonna say you're gonna have to. These bigger companies, you're definitely going to have to invest a lot of money. But there's a lot of smaller companies that are getting started right now, where you can you fill out paperwork, you become part of the company, and then once it goes private, you can sell your shares. But you can't do it through a computer. You have to go to meetings. You have to go through the organization to become a private owner. But that's the difference between privately owned companies and publicly owned companies. Once they become public, then the public can purchase it. Great questions. Is that it? All right. Well, I'm out, guys. And again, every Monday, you can ask the trader whatever questions you like about the stock market. Every Monday at 12 o'clock, you can go to my website at whatwouljoeldo.com for information regarding the stock market. There's a lot of tools that you can become educated on. And my job in life, guys, is just to teach the average Joe and Jane how to invest in the stock market. It's free. You can go on there. You can teach yourself. Like I said, I was self-taught. There is so much money in the stock market. I don't feel like I have to compete with anybody. I make my living trading. I don't make my money through classes or clicks on my website. I'm doing that for you. So any questions you have or concerns, you can always go on my website and send a question, and I'll try to answer it as promptly as possible. But like I said before, I am out. Thanks.